This just coming to my attention a few hours after it was posted on the wires. Um, and anyone, I'm sorry, but anyone who knows me or my channel long enough knows that I'm interested in foreign policy, and especially U.S. foreign policy and the implications of that. Now, here we have a situation where essentially the entire brass, or rather the military commanders in Turkey, have resigned en masse, um, and this situation is about Turkey. Okay, now it may not mean a lot to a whole lot of people, but it's actually a very important story because NATO, Turkey is a member of NATO. And the United States government for some time now has basically had some beef with the current government, Erdogan's government in Turkey, which is slightly it's described in the news, if you even pay attention to it, as pro-Islamic government, which I would probably dispute that. It's probably more likely that they want Islamic people simply to have a voice in government. So it's not some sort of a Islamization of Turkey. But of course, Turkey is a major U.S. ally. We have lots of military bases there, and it's a strategic country in terms of those military bases as well. So, as the story is unfolding, evidently the Erdogan government, the government of Turkey, has, as far as they're concerned, discovered some sort of a plot against them, some sort of a conspiracy to overthrow government. In other words, they were concerned about a military coup, and so they imprisoned some military commanders, high up people, and by extension, you can pretty much say that these military commanders were pretty much in line with NATO and with the United States goals in that region. So, whether this was an actual plot or not, nobody knows, of course, but once the military of Turkey, or the leadership at least, resigns en masse, then that becomes pretty problematic in terms of any future goals for the Erdogan government in Turkey. So I can envision a situation here, and the Erdogan government was actually pretty much in favor of Palestinian rights and went against Israel, heaven forbid, even as a U.S. ally, So that probably didn't settle very well with the foreign policy community here in the United States. So I'm just guessing. I have no proof of this, but I would not be surprised if the CIA wasn't involved in this, and if other intelligence agencies aren't involved in this kind of a plot for the entire military command to resign. It'll be interesting to see who's going to be their replacement, of course. And don't forget, this also now means a huge power vacuum within NATO. And Turkey wasn't on board with bombing other countries, not the present government, at least. And They have also supported underhandedly the flotillas to Gaza and so on. And of course, that doesn't settle well with the foreign establishment, foreign policy establishment here in the U.S. So it could very well be true that there was some coup planned. And that's why these military commanders were either put under arrest or their buddies, and so now they're kind of making some public statement saying, well, we're just resigning because this government in Turkey is no longer acting, as they say in the media, in a secular way. Now, if you know a little bit about the history of Turkey, the confrontation between religious segments and a secular government, which began under Ataturk, it kind of makes a little bit more sense what I'm trying to say here. But it's a very interesting development, and not without danger, I might add. So if the goal, underhanded diplomatic goal of the United States is to replace governments who actually want independent governance of their own country versus being dominated by Western powers, once again, that becomes a bit problematic, especially if that country is a NATO member. So just something to think about and something to watch out for, because those bases, military bases in Turkey, are extremely important for the United States and its military aims in that region. I just came across this, so I just wanted to share it with you. You don't even have to comment. I'm just getting it out there. See you later.